My beloved children, hush now and listen. Still your restless hearts and quiet the clamor of your A. I am the whisper in the rustling leaves, the warmth of the morning sun on your face, and the gentle rhythm of your own breathing. I am the love that binds the universe together, the silent strength that resides in the heart of all creation. And I speak to you now, not in thunderous commands, but in the soft, persistent murmur of your own conscience, in the yearning for goodness that stirs within your soul. I have watched you, my children, from the dawn of your existence. I have seen you stumble and fall, rise and strive. I have witnessed your acts of breathtaking kindness and your moments of profound despair. I have seen the shadows of hatred and greed lengthen across your world. And I have felt the warmth of every selfless deed, every compassionate touch, every word spoken in love. And so I come to you now not to condemn, but to remind you of the light that dwells within each of you, a spark of my own divine essence. To remind you of the simple yet profound truth that is the key to your happiness and the salvation of your world, to do good and to love one another. This is not a new commandment, my children. It is a truth that has been whispered on the winds of time, a melody that has echoed through the corridors of every faith, every philosophy, every heart that has ever sought true meaning. It is a truth as old as the stars and as fresh as the morning dew. But in the clamor of your busy lives, in the pursuit of fleeting pleasures and earthly treasures, you have often forgotten this simple truth. You have built walls between yourselves, walls of fear, of prejudice, of indifference. You have allowed the shadows to obscure the light, and in doing so you have brought much suffering upon yourselves and upon your beautiful world. But it is not too late, my children. It is never too late to turn back to the light. It is never too late to choose love over hate, compassion over cruelty, kindness over indifference. It is never too late to remember who you are, children of the divine, capable of infinite love and boundless compassion. Let us then, together, explore the depths of this simple yet profound commandment. Let us unravel the tapestry of love and good deeds and see how it is woven into the very fabric of your existence. Let us understand not only the what, but the why and the how of this divine imperative, the nature of true goodness. What does it mean to do good, my children? Is it merely the absence of wrongdoing? Is it the grand heroic gesture that earns the applause of the world? Or is it something quieter, something deeper, something that resides in the everyday moments of your lives? True goodness, my beloved, is not a performance. It is a state of being. It is the natural overflow of a heart that is filled with love. It is the spontaneous expression of a soul that recognizes its connection to all other souls. It is the gentle word spoken to a troubled friend, the patient ear lent to a lonely stranger. It is the helping hand extended to one who has fallen, the comforting presence offered to one who is grieving. It is the silent prayer for the well-being of another, the anonymous act of charity that seeks no reward. It is the courage to speak truth to power, to stand up for the oppressed, to be a voice for the voiceless. It is the wisdom to forgive, to let go of bitterness and resentment, to choose reconciliation over revenge. It is the humility to admit your own faults, to learn from your mistakes, to seek forgiveness from those you have wronged. It is the grace to accept the imperfections of others, to see the divine spark that shines within them, even when it is obscured by their flaws. True goodness is not about keeping a tally of your virtuous deeds. It is not about earning your way into my favor. You are already in my favor, my beloved. You are already loved, unconditionally and eternally. True goodness is about aligning yourself with the flow of my love, about becoming a channel through which my grace can pour into the world. It is about discovering the joy that comes from giving, the peace that comes from serving, the fulfillment that comes from loving. Think of the sun, my children. It does not shine in order to receive something in return. It shines because that is its nature. And in its shining, it gives life to all things. So too should you be. Let your goodness shine forth, not for reward or recognition, but simply because it is your nature to do so. And in your shining, you will bring light and warmth to a world that is often cold and dark. The many faces of love. And what of love, my children? What is this powerful force that has inspired poets and mystics, saints and sinners? What is this word that is so often spoken, yet so little understood? Love, my beloved, is not a mere sentiment, a fleeting emotion. It is the very essence of my being, the creative force that brought the universe into existence. It is the thread that connects all things. the silent harmony that underlies the apparent chaos of your world. To love is to see with my eyes, to feel with my heart. It is to recognize the divine spark in every being, to honor the sacredness of all life. There are many faces of love, my children, each one beautiful and holy. There is the love of a parent for a child, a fierce, protective love that would sacrifice all for the well-being of its own. This love teaches you the meaning of selfless giving, of unconditional devotion. There is the love between partners, a passionate, intimate love that seeks to merge two souls into one. This love teaches you the beauty of vulnerability, the power of deep connection. There is the love of friendship, a loyal, supportive love that walks with you through the joys and sorrows of life. This love teaches you the comfort of companionship, the strength of shared experience. There is the love for your community, for your people, for your land. This love teaches you the importance of belonging, the responsibility of collective stewardship. And then, my children, there is a love that transcends all these, a love that embraces all these. It is the love that I have for you, and the love that I ask you to have for one another. It is a love that knows no boundaries, no conditions, no exceptions. It is the love that you are called to have for your neighbor. And who is your neighbor, my children? Your neighbor is not just the one who lives next door, the one who shares your customs, your beliefs, your skin color. Your neighbor is every being who shares this beautiful planet with you. Your neighbor is the stranger you pass on the street, the refugee fleeing from a war-torn land, the prisoner languishing in a lonely cell. Your neighbor is the one who thinks differently from you, the one who worships differently from you, the one who loves differently from you. Your neighbor is even your enemy, the one who has wronged you, the one who has caused you pain. Yes, my beloved, I ask you to love your enemies, not because their actions are lovable, but because they too are my children. They too are lost and wounded, and in their hearts, they too yearn for love and acceptance. To love your enemy is not to condone their wrongdoing. It is to see beyond their actions to the wounded soul within. It is to refuse to let their hatred poison your own heart. It is to hold out the hope of reconciliation, the possibility of redemption. This, my children, is the most difficult love of all. It is a love that requires great courage, great compassion, great strength of spirit. But it is also the love that has the power to heal your broken world. For as long as you continue to draw lines between us and them, as long as you continue to see others as enemies to be feared and defeated, you will perpetuate the cycle of violence and suffering that has plagued your world for so long. But when you choose to love your enemy, you break the cycle. You introduce a new possibility into the world, a possibility of peace, of understanding, of forgiveness. You become a beacon of hope in a world that is often shrouded in despair. The parable of the wounded. Traveler, let me tell you a story. My children, a story that has been told and retold throughout the ages. A story that holds within it the key to understanding the love that I ask of you. A man was traveling on a lonely road, a road known for its dangers. And as he journeyed, he was set upon by robbers. They stripped him of his possessions, beat him, and left him for dead on the side of the road. Soon, a priest came along the same road. He was a man of God, a man who knew the scriptures, a man who performed the sacred rituals. He saw the wounded man lying in the ditch, but he crossed to the other side of the road and continued on his way. Perhaps he was late for a temple service. Perhaps he feared that the robbers were still lurking nearby. Perhaps he simply did not want to be inconvenienced. Then a Levite came along. He too was a man of religious standing, an assistant to the priests. He saw the wounded man, and he too crossed to the other side and hurried on. Finally, a Samaritan came along. Now, in those days, Samaritans and Jews were enemies. They had different beliefs, different customs, different places of worship. They despised one another. But when the Samaritan saw the wounded man, he did not see a Jew. He saw a fellow human being in desperate need, and his heart was filled with compassion. He knelt beside the man, cleaned his wounds, and bandaged them. He lifted him onto his own animal and took him to an inn. He cared for him through the night, and in the morning, he gave the innkeeper money to continue the man's care, promising to return and pay any additional expenses. Now, my children, I ask you, which of these three was a neighbor to the man who fell among robbers? The answer, of course, is the Samaritan. He was the one who showed mercy. He was the one who allowed